Should the San Francisco 49ers bring in a new kicker given how Jake Moody performed last year? And we also have another Brandon Aiyuk trade update. It's all coming up right now on today's 49ers Report. Welcome into the show. Thanks for continuing to support the channel and rocking and rolling with us on another edition of the 49ers Report. Chase Sr. here with you, and let's begin with this. Is Jake Moody on the hot seat going into 2025? As we know, he had an abysmal 2024 season where he really struggled, in particular after his Week 5 ankle injury. At the very least, I've said this a couple of times, I think the Niners need to bring in some kicker competition to push Moody, because competition brings the best out of everybody, and there's a pretty interesting development on this front. The Tennessee Titans on Tuesday signed kicker Joey Slye, who actually kicked for the Niners for a short while a couple of years ago, and that means that Tennessee is moving on from 40-year-old Nick Folk. You might be scared away by the age, but Nick Folk has been the most efficient kicker in football the last 2 years. He was cooking in 2023 and in 2024. He is 50 of 52 the last 2 years, including going 11 of 12 on kicks of 50-plus yards, and he's led the NFL in field goal percentage in each of the last 2 years. You look at what he's done the last 2 seasons. In 2023, 17 games played, 29 of 30, 6 of 6 on kicks of 40 to 49 yards, 5 of 6 on kicks of 50-plus, 28 of 30 on his extra point attempts, and that's good for a field goal percentage of 96.7. That was number 1 in the NFL. And then in 2024, 14 games played, 21 of 22. The field goal attempt number is down because that Titans offense stunk. 8 of 9 on kicks of 40 to 49 yards, perfect on kicks of 6 of 6 of 50-plus yards. So he was able to split the uprights in each of the last 2 years. 12 attempts, 11 times. 21 of 22 on his extra points, and that was good for a field goal efficiency rate of 95.5%. Now, in 2023 for Jake Moody, I gave him credit. I think that he was better than what a lot of people gave him credit for. And in the Super Bowl, everybody tried to focus on the blocked extra point. He did nail 2 kicks of 50-plus. But when you look at the overall numbers in his rookie year, wasn't that great. The field goal percentage was 84%. He led the NFL in extra point attempts and conversions, 60 of 61 there, but 2 of 3 on 50-plus yards, 4 of 6 from 40 to 49, and 21 of 25 on his field goals throughout the regular season. In 2024, it was an awful year, and toward the end of the 2024 campaign, he looked lost. He even said it was the lowest moment of his football career since he started kicking footballs. 24 of 34, 6 of 11 on kicks of 40 to 49 yards, 4 of 9 from 50 or longer, 32 of 33 on his extra points. That was really the only good part of what he did last year, but his field goal percentage was 70.6%. Kickers who kick like that oftentimes do not have a job the following year. Jake Moody is still on this team. He's under contract. It seems as though the 49ers are trying to make it work just because they took him in the 3rd round of the draft 2 years ago. And I still can't believe that the 49ers, in win-now mode, when they had some needs on that roster, when they needed to get younger, coming off a really successful season in 2022, got rid of Robbie Gould, who had never missed a playoff kick in his career, and then they used a 3rd-round pick on Jake Moody. It was a 3rd round that everybody wants to forget about, but we haven't. The Niners are trying to. They took Jake Moody and Cam Latu. So at the very least, I would entertain bringing in Nick Folk. Yeah, he might be 40 years old, but he still clearly has it. The leg strength is still there. The accuracy has been very efficient the last 2 seasons. And if Jake Moody gets pushed, maybe that brings the best out of him. If he struggles, you have an insurance policy in Nick Folk. Of course, we talk about this going into the NFL draft. The Niners are scouting kickers in the pre-draft process, but Nick Folk is a very intriguing name, even at 40 years old. So should the Niners go after him? S for side, M for roll with Moody. That is today's poll question. Share your thoughts with me down below. Today's sponsor, our friends at Prize Picks, the best daily fantasy sports app in the game. More than 10 million active members, billions of dollars handed out in awarded winnings, and it's daily fantasy sports made easy. You pick 2 or more players, you choose more or less on their projected stats, and you can win up to 1,000 times your cash. And right now, if you go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, download the app, create an account, and you play $5, you get $50 instantly. You don't even need to win to receive that $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Baseball season is coming up. We know that college basketball is humming right now. We have some future football picks as well. Jared Goff, less than 4,224.5 passing yards. We'll go with the less on the Travis Kelce receiving yards. And then Jaden Daniels, less than 824.5 rushing yards. Pick more, pick less. Run your game with Prize Picks. prizepicks.com/CLNS. We'll put that link down below in the comment section and in the description of today's Niners Report. As for the latest around Brandon Aiyuk, will the Niners trade the 2023 All-Pro by April 1st? Let's talk about it here. And in case you missed this news yesterday, we passed along some of these fine print details, and we've been discussing this over quite some time, that Aiyuk has a 2025 option bonus due of nearly $23 million, which fully guarantees if he's on the team April 1. And if he's still on the team on April 1st, he also has that 2026 option bonus due of nearly $25 million. So both of those guarantee for the next 2 years if he's on the team on April 1st. When I asked John Lynch directly about the Niners taking calls about Brandon Aiyuk and if the Niners would entertain training him, he did not turn that down. And yesterday, Diana Rossini said this on her podcast, that she doesn't get the sense that it's a reality that the Niners would trade Aiyuk. But she did say, I'm sure the 49ers would like to trade Aiyuk because of the finances. We'll see what happens. I don't expect anything. And then Albert Breer said this, my guess would be that the San Francisco 49ers hold on to Aiyuk. I think they're open to listening. I don't think they're going to give him away. And if they were going to move him, you'd think it'd happen before April 1st when those roster bonuses are due. That's a week from March 24th. So if he's still on the roster a week from today, obviously next week at this point, it's a good bet that he's locked in for 2025. There was also a pretty significant development on Tuesday on the Brandon Aiyuk front. A team that I thought was in play for Brandon Aiyuk, that was in need for a wide receiver, is no longer in the market for Brandon Aiyuk services. That's the New England Patriots. They need a wide receiver one for Drake May before signing Stephon Diggs to a 3-year, $69 million contract worth $26 million in guaranteed money. Their top wide receivers were Kendrick Bourne, Kayshon Boutte, and Matt Collins. But now that the Patriots have signed Stephon Diggs and gave him a bag, $26 million in guaranteed cash, I think that takes them out of the Brandon Aiyuk sweepstakes, which is understandable, right? You have Aiyuk, who signed that lofty contract, is making a ton of money, and you're not sure when he's going to play in 2025, and he's coming off that bad knee injury. So will Aiyuk play for San Francisco in 2025 or a different team? Type SF for the Niners, O for other. Join the conversation as always. Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to hit that sub button and keep it locked here on the program.